And that was my mindset, which is a terrible mindset to have. I did do a Reiki healing session. Maybe I am type A. I don't know. I didn't get to show you guys in my last vlog what the kids got me for Mother's Day. Isn't that so pretty? It's like blue and purple. Anyway, I think it's really cute. I wanted this session, this video to be like just me by myself talking to you guys so I can focus, which is why I planned it for Juliana's nap. But I did some other stuff first and she was asleep for about an hour and now I think she's waking up. So I'm gonna try to run through as much as I can until I get the cue that she's like done being in her crib and then I'll go get her. First off, welcome to my channel. I know the majority of you guys who are watching right now have been with me for a little while, but if not, if this is your first time stumbling onto my channel or my videos, hi, I'm Nicole. I live in Northern Virginia. I'm 34 years old and I am the mom of 2 kids. I have a son, his name is Julian. He's 12 years old, gonna be 13, and I have Juliana, who is 2 years old. 2 years old in like 4 months. If you go back to earlier videos, I made a video talking about what it's like having 2 kids that are very far apart from each other, like 10 years. So actually I'll link that below because that might be a fun one to watch for you guys. She's screaming for me, so I'm gonna go get her and be right back. You wanna watch CoComelon? You gotta actually watch it though, you keep leaving whenever I turn it on for you. Hopefully she watches it, which she probably will not, but with her running around, I'm gonna have to multitask. Now we're ready to get into the video, and the video is about, I'm sure the title makes it pretty obvious. For those of you that are new, you will not know this, but for those of you that have been with me for a little while, you would know this. Several months ago, wintertime probably, I was dealing with some struggles, I guess. You might remember, basically, for those of you that are new, I went through a period where I was just feeling, looking back, I think I can like kind of talk about it a little bit more with clarity because, you know, as they say, hindsight is 20/20. Basically, I was just off balance. That's the simplest way to describe it. I was not in balance. I was physically not in balance, mentally not in balance, so therefore I was emotionally not in balance, and I just felt off. My body seemed like it was holding on to like baby weight. Basically, I wasn't able to lose weight. My skin was breaking out. I was feeling emotionally chaotic, which it sounds like an extreme word, but that's kind of what it is, right? With things going on in the world, absorbing other people's like opinions and energies, and just seeing negative things being highlighted so much in the world right now, or seemingly being highlighted. If you want to find the good things, you can find them, but you have to look for them because that's not what is sexy at this point. Just something felt off, something felt like it was missing, even though, you know, everything's great. I had my health. I've never caught COVID. Everyone's been relatively in good health. My kids are good kids. I have a good partner. And it's not that I was like unhappy. It was just something was off and I needed to figure out what that was because there was how I was feeling was not making sense with what was actually going on externally. So I started working on myself, and it's several months later, and I just wanted to share you guys with where I am at and the things that I have been doing. I've made leaps and bounds in my growth in a very short amount of time. It's funny because some things take a really, really long time to break certain patterns, other things more quickly, but it's still a lot of work. It's still a lot of work. I made a list on my phone. I wanted to make sure I remembered everything I've been doing through this process that has helped me mentally, emotionally, spiritually. I wanted to make sure that I like put the major things down. Of course, there's probably dozens of little things that I'm doing internally that it's not necessary for this video, so I'm gonna stick with the big obvious things I'm doing. And she's already left the room. So I feel more balanced and more aligned than ever right now at this moment in my life. It was kind of like slow, and then it kind of like happened abruptly, and then now I'm kind of like on this, riding this wave. So anyway, let me just dive into what I'm talking about. So one thing that was something that I had really switched up many months ago was the time that I was waking up. So another video that I'll link for you is my old morning routine when I was basically trying to wake up at 5 a.m. every day to have time for myself. So around that time frame, I was trying to find a solution to my morning routine problems, which was basically Juliana would wake up very early. At the time, she was waking up around like 6 something, probably like 6 o'clock, and she would just wake up crying, and I was always exhausted and sleep deprived from the night before. My mornings just felt so chaotic at the time that I was like looking for something to make me feel better. So I was started getting up at 5 a.m. That is no longer a thing, I'm sure, as you guys have figured out. I do not get up at 5 a.m. anymore. And there was some value in it. Just having that quiet time and time to myself in the morning was helpful, but after a while, I was noticing it was just taking too much away from my sleep, because Juliana still does not sleep through the night. And so I haven't always gotten a good night's sleep. And so if my goal is strictly to get up at 5 a.m. and I didn't sleep well the night before, it just means that now I am extra tired because I'm getting up at 5 a.m. Therefore, that is even more affecting my exhaustion and my mental health. That's still part of mental health, is getting enough sleep. I realized it wasn't gonna work for me. It was just making me more tired. So that changed. I no longer wake up super early. I get up when I naturally wake up. Juliana will wake up sometime between 7 and 7:30. So I've discovered that is what's best for me, is at this season in my life, waking up to have alone time is not the goal. It's not the priority. The priority for me is to get sleep, and right now it's working well for me to do that because she's not waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning anymore. So I'm actually able to like wake up, and sometimes I'll just like lay in bed and just allow my body to wake up naturally. Right now, that is something that is working well for me, is just basically not waking up early. It's not for me, not a good idea for me right now. Maybe in the future, when my life is a little bit different, that will be something that I'll love and I'll thrive. But right now, it's not for me. In addition to letting myself sleep, oh wow! You guys, I'm sure you've seen it, or if you follow me on Instagram, you see it. I am annoying with how much I love my coffee morning rituals. I've been like going crazy on just experimenting and trying all these different healthier things for my morning. I bought cleaner coffee, and I've invested in like good creamers and like these healthier creamers with probiotics and MCT oil, and I have my other powders that have like adaptogens, and I'm just getting a lot of feel-good products to have in the morning with my coffee. And like I constantly am posting my coffee on Instagram. You guys probably think it's so annoying. I've always loved coffee. I love coffee. I've just discovered a better way to do it. So my new coffee rituals I am in love with, and now I have bought like ceremonial grade cocoa, which I've never done before. Is drink that. you have like hot chocolate and like stuff like that, but like this is like different, and it's so good. It's so good. So my morning coffee rituals and being very intentional with that is another thing that has brought me so much joy, instead of just like, making a cup of coffee because, you need to like live or survive for the day, but really being intentional and paying attention to your body, what feels good, and how can you make it feel even better. And that's what I've been doing, and it's working great. Actually, all of my coffee favorites are listed in the description box. They're always gonna be there for you guys to reference, because I know a lot of you guys are parents and drink coffee, so those links will be down below. This is a big one. This is something that it just like came to me one day when I was like kind of stressing out. So what it is I don't know if type A is the word. I don't know if I'm a type A, but I can tend to have control issues with certain things, and the cleanliness of my house is one of them. For me, I am a creature that likes to have organization and just like a peaceful atmosphere. My house is my sanctuary. For me, that is where I put like all of my effort to make it feel a certain way. And obviously having kids, namely a toddler, kids are going crazy, they're coming in and out. Like as I'm starting the real inner work of why I get irritated by certain things, and one of those things that was bringing me a lot of anxiety and stress and annoyance was her toys, and picking up her toys all day long, and then her making a mess again, and then me picking up her toys again, and then her making a mess again, and me picking up her toys again, and that being a big source of stress. So one day I finally said to myself, what if I just didn't clean it up until the end of the day? What if I just didn't worry about it during the day when I know that she is going to continuously make messes? Unless it's like food related, of course. If it's like food related or something that like needs to get cleaned up immediately, then that's one thing. But I mean, constantly trying to pick up her stuffed animals and like the little things that she's constantly sprawling on the ground and I'm picking up, why am I repeatedly doing it? Like, clearly it's not gonna stay clean. Clearly it's causing me a lot of stress. And if I were to just allocate that energy into just cleaning it up at the end of the night, wouldn't that be a better use of my time? Wouldn't that be a better use of my energy? Because then it would free up so much time and energy during the day that I'm not like using to obsess over the mess. So one of my practices and my approaches is to let it go. She's gonna make the mess, just leave it where it is. And if I need to clean up, you know, food messes or like whatever here and there, that's fine, but it's not gonna be an obsessive thing that I am pressuring myself to keep up with all day. That alone, just not letting the mess bother me, leaving it for the end of the day, has been a huge game changer for me and my sanity. The next thing, major thing I've been doing is smaller to-do lists per day. So me being, maybe I am type A, I don't know, but I would make like my to-do list and there would be several things on it, usually like 5 to 7 things on my to-do list. And I would just like have it in my head that like, I need to get this done. This all has to get done, and that's the only time I can relax. And that was my mindset, which is a terrible mindset to have. So what I have recently started doing is having smaller to-do lists, and if there's anything that I can't get done that day, the world will go on. I try to do the most kind of like daunting things first. Whatever to me that I have on my list that's kind of like the most annoying thing to do, I actually will do that first. And that way I get it done. I have enough energy to do it because it's the first thing I'm doing, and then it's done and out of the way. And then everything else is kind of like smaller, less important things, and I'll do what I can. And if I can't do it that day, I'll leave it for the next day, and that's fine. So basically, I'm just not obsessing over to-do lists and completing my to-do lists. I am just making them more reasonable, smaller. It's fine. All right, now we're getting into the little bit more maybe unconventional ways, unconventional things I'm doing that I've brought into my life or brought out of my life, however you want to view it. One thing is I've started reading again. I used to love to read. And then a time came in my life where there was just a lot going on, like many years ago. There was a lot going on that just distracted me and took me away from that. I just stopped reading altogether pretty much. After some time, like I really felt that pull again. Like I really started feeling like I want to read, but I wasn't doing it. I wasn't indulging that urge. In the last few months, I have gone to Barnes & Noble, buying books, and getting back into reading again, not just for pleasure, but also for learning. I have a book on psychology because I'm interested in psychology. I have a book on Reiki. We'll get into that later, but that's an interest. And then I I've been going through like, I love murder mysteries, so I've been reading some like murder mystery books and just getting back into reading. Okay, just had to stop for the inevitable diaper change. One thing that I don't know, I am a little hesitant to talk about because it's like really like considered like woo-woo maybe, but you know what, I don't care. If you think it's too woo-woo, okay, that's fine. I have gotten back into meditating. I used to meditate way back when Julian was a toddler. I got into meditation and it did wonders for my anxiety at the time. It can do a lot more than just help your anxiety, but at the time, that is mainly what it did for me and what I liked about it. It basically, for a time, kind of got rid of my anxiety. Like, I used to have really bad anxiety and then it just like kind of went away. But I stopped meditating and then life happened and things came up and I got distracted and got anxiety again. Go figure. And finally, I just stopped putting it off and I have made it a daily practice. And I didn't intend to make it a daily practice. Like, it's funny, it's not something that I'm like, it's like I actually look forward to doing it. I feel called to do it. It's just, I don't know how to say it. It's just been a very powerful thing. Second of all, attached to that is I am learning about Reiki, which I'm a massage therapist. For those of you that don't know, I am a licensed massage therapist and I've been a massage therapist for, I don't even know, since 2007 at this point. So Reiki healing, it's part of body work, massage therapy, that whole thing. We learn about it in school, but we don't practice it. It's a whole different kind of modality. You have to get certified. It's a whole process. So, but lately I have been feeling called to, I was hearing about Reiki. I've always known about Reiki. I think I even accidentally did Reiki on somebody once a long time ago in a session. That's a funny story too. I was hearing about Reiki and then like what I was hearing about it was calling me to it. So I decided to look a little bit into it. Like, I think I want to get certified in Reiki healing. And that is a process and I have to take classes for that. So that is soon, that's coming. But I did do a Reiki healing session. I paid someone to do it on me. A Reiki healer isn't necessarily a massage therapist. They can be, but it's actually kind of like its own thing. So anyway, I felt the urge to have that done and I had it done. Vince, if you're watching this, you don't know this because you were at work. So I basically had it done. It's like really weird to talk. It's like, it's hard to explain because it's gonna sound weird because I have to do another video on that. I've never had Reiki done on me before. It's energy work, by the way. You're working with energy instead of muscles. Like, as a massage therapist, I work with muscles and the physical body, and with Reiki you work with the energetic body. But basically I had a very short time frame I could get it done. It was in an hour and it was virtual. Actually, my sister has done Reiki before. She actually took classes on being a Reiki healer and she did hands-on stuff, and so she was like, what? No, like, don't you have to be in the room and you can't do. Anyway, I don't want to go on a tangent. I don't want to go on like a huge explanation about this because like could literally be its own video, which I probably might make just an interesting fun video about my Reiki experience. I'll put that in a video at some point. If you guys are interested, I would be interested to talk about it. Basically, it was a virtual Reiki healing session and I didn't know what to expect, but it was amazing and very strange, and I'll tell you about that in another video. Yeah. We'll leave it at that. That's been a huge thing. And then kind of in that same vein, just being more present, more in the moment, less in my head. I'm an overthinker, and so that can be problematic. It has been problematic, and I'm learning to kind of like recondition that part of myself. Something I've recently, like, as in recently, I mean like literally the last few days, spending less time on social media. I was never much of like a scroller. I wasn't like scrolling through social media. For me, it's mainly, I have Instagram, I have Facebook, I do have a TikTok, and that's it. Those three things, but I still spent too much time on there. watching stories. I don't know. Somehow I just found a way to waste a lot of time on social media, and then was finding that I was following certain pages and certain people with which did not align with the kinds of content I wanted to be taking in. Whether that was like they're too negative, or just always like, or they're gossipy, like talk badly about people, celebrities all the time. Following people who were negative people. Not that I'm judging that, but people can live how they want to live. I don't need to be a witness to it. And then with like meme pages, it wasn't adding any value to my life. You know, it was just noise. I was sick of the noise, and I unfollowed a lot of pages, a lot of people. So yeah, just being more intentional with my social media use. Not only is that great for your mental health, but it frees up a lot of time. I just have a couple more to do. Hopefully this isn't too ranty. Another simple thing that I did not make a priority for too long was getting outside more. Again, I had this pull. I wanted to, like, I felt pulled to do that, to be outside, to be in nature more, and I was fighting it. And it's like, I don't know, like, just resisting what I was compelled to do was just causing so much disturbance in me, apparently, that I didn't realize. I try to get outside time with Juliana every single day, unless obviously if it's like storming all day, I can't get outside, but I'll open windows, or just I need to breathe in fresh air, or get the sun, or just something. I can't stress enough how good that is, I would think, for most people, but you don't know that when you're so disconnected from it. Like, you feel something off, but you don't realize what it is. And that being inside all the time and not being in nature, I really think affects people on a deep level that they don't even realize. And then the last two things that I'm pretty sure I didn't talk about already, but it's probably obvious, is exercising and my better eating habits. Changing my, not even just how I eat, but how I view food in general, and same with exercise, just reframing it. I'm only working out for like 15 minutes. So it's so much easier to implement that into your life when it's like, okay, I'm gonna work out today, and it's only gonna be for 10 to 15 minutes. That's totally doable. That's what I've been doing. And then my eating, I have basically gotten rid of the mind frame of focusing so much on weight loss, and instead refocusing on nutrition. You know, what do I put in my body that really makes me feel good? What do I put into my body that really makes me feel bad? And then just having more of the stuff that makes me feel good, less of the stuff that makes me feel bad. It's really simple science there. That's what is my last thing. So that's my list. It was probably a lot putting out there. And it's not like I've been doing all of it for the last few months. It started off with diet and exercise and has slowly morphed into me then feeling compelled to fix other things. You know, it's a process. It's never overnight, but it's almost like if you are being open and intentional and listening to your intuition or your spirit, or whatever you want to call it, I think it will lead you to a positive place if you don't fight or resist it, or let, I hate to sound like a hippie, but you know, or let social conditioning make choices for you, because that's not really you. That's kind of, you think it's you, but it's not you. I say you, but I mean for me. I'm really talking about me. Basically, I feel I'm on a good path. I am in a very good place. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I don't want this to be too long and ranty, because I can talk forever, but I have 2 kids and I can't talk forever, so I have to go. Honestly, if you get anything out of this video, I hope it is to just maybe look at your life and see areas where you know you're struggling, where you know it's a problem, you know you feel disconnected or off, or just, you know, you're out of alignment, you're not balanced, you're not grounded, whatever word you want to use. Just look at those areas where you know needs work, and then really do the work. And most of the time it's like has nothing to do with what you have to do externally. Maybe, you know, sometimes yes. Like me buying my coffee stuff that's me like looking outwardly to get something, right? Something of value. But yeah, and that's part of it. but a lot of it, I can guarantee you, is stuff that needs to be fixed internally more so than externally, because sometimes changing the internal changes the external. And I don't know if that makes any sense to you, but if you do it, if you do the work, eventually that would make sense to you. Thank you for watching my video. Thanks for being here. If you are not already subscribed and you feel so inclined to subscribe, I would love that. And like this video if you enjoyed it, and you can follow me on Instagram. My Instagram information is down in the description box if you want to seek me out there. And I will let you guys go for now, and I will see you in next week's video, which there is a video coming up where it's gonna be me, we're going to the beach. We're going to the beach, finally. It might be the vlog after this one, I'm not sure, we'll see. But look out for that one. But anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.